mic's muted. Alright, good thing I saw that. Okay, is it live? Is it working? Alright, sweet. Ladies and... I didn't use that time to get in frame. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the... whatever this is. I'm your host for tonight, Goose. With me, as always, is JJ. How you doing, brother?
Oh, I'm doing great, man.
And I am the only man in English sumo to defeat the Nihon Sumo Kyokai, and just for that, what the hell has gone wrong already? Why is that not
All
on
right.
stream? Alright, there we go. That's working. Um, live. I'm live from a McDonald's bathroom outside the Kokugi-Con because the doors aren't open yet. And yes, we are actually going back to Tokyo. Sponsored by the Kings of Big Daddy Deluxe Double Swag. I'm your host for tonight, Goose, the only man in English sumo to defeat the Nihon Sumo Kyokai. I think I have two more intros that I can do, but I've forgotten them right now. With me, as always, is JJ. How you doing, brother?
Great. Not bad. Excited to get back into sumo.
We go back to work in about a week. And you're up for performance review. So,
Oh,
this is the Aki Basho. We are back in Tokyo at the Kokugi-Con, which means the Yokozuna belt has been retied. That's something I found out 2 days ago. They redo the Yokozuna belt. I should probably know what that thing's called before the Tokyo tournament. So looking forward to that. Plenty of exciting sumo to get on the list. Apparently, this banzuke was a bit of a shake-up. Did you hear that?
uh, not in any great detail. No, I know a couple of ranks were a little wonky, but what was it?
Well, I don't know, because that's dumb nerd shit, and I didn't pay attention. Spiffy had a fit. Grand Sumo Breakdown got very confused. It was... Apparently this was something else. Now you can take a look at our banzuke prediction video to realize that who cares? Let's take a look at what happened. Right out of the gate, immediately an egregious example. It's Nishiki Fuji, the Sol M17. At M17 East, he goes 6-9 and gets to stay in top division at M17 East. What happened?
I don't know. I mean, that I didn't pay attention to that at all. To be honest with you, I've kind of been out of the loop. That's crazy.
That is genuinely insane. He was 2 off of positive at M17 East, the lowest ranked guy, and gets to stay in there. I don't get it. I'm gonna blame Isegahama bias, which I've decided is a thing now. Would you agree?
Yes, I would.
Well, look, I'm happy to have Isegahama guys around, especially guys like Nishiki Fuji. He's one of these like staples of top division that I've been seeing, so the more of him, the better. M16. You got a good feeling about this one?
Uh, yes and no.
Oh.
I'm hesitant about Shirokuma. And Kitanawaka is just kind of a guy to me. He pops up and down. Not super really worth paying attention to. In my opinion, anyway. A lot of hype behind Shirokuma, though. Juryo guy who got popular in large part due to a name change.
Mm-hmm. Much like Showtime. It's
Yes.
like, what a name. Translate that for us, JJ. Shirakuma.
A white bear, so polar bear.
Yeah, literal translation being white bear, but the colloquialism being polar bear, because
Hmm.
he is large and pale. So, always interesting to see new guys in top division. Shirakuma, someone I've not paid attention to, but there's definitely plenty of fans of him. I know Suma Mainichi loved to go on about him.
Mm-hmm.
Kitsunawaka, after a solid 8-7 at Jurio 3, gets to go to M16 for some reason, with a previous career high of M14. I'm looking at it now. He was an M14. He was in Jurio 3 last tournament. 10-5 goes to
Hmm.
M14. Does a 3-12. And now he's in Jurio 3. Goes 8-7 and goes up to N16. So I don't know what that means. This banzuke was chaos apparently,
I
and
mean,
two right out of the gate picks, just very strange.
yeah, definitely. Looking into it now is like, what was the choice here?
There was some more bananas things from what I've been told, but we'll get into it. So Shirakuma, someone I'm happy to see. Kito Nowaka, someone I really don't know much about. Uh, M17, pretty happy to see both of these guys though. So some decent early matches, some new stuff to pay attention to.
Hmm.
M15, bit upsetting to me. Takayasu out with injury. I think he went 0-2 losses and 13 absences. If I had to take a guess, we'll see if I'm good.
Yep, you
Damn,
are
he's
good.
good.
You do this. Wow.
Should absolutely clean up at M15. He's a solid
If
pick.
he's
Yeah,
not, if he's not still injured.
that's a good point.
I mean,
He has been
in
injured the last
theory, he
two
should.
Basho,
Yeah.
in
So
theory.
hopefully, taking a lot of time off will help with that. But I mean, at this point, he's a ticking time bomb, like a lot of the other guys that are racking up injuries.
Mm. He's also old, which is a sad
Yes.
factor in the recovery process. Also old sitting next to him is Takara Fuji, who back from Jurio, I want to say? No, that was last Basho. Went 5-10 at M13 and gets to stay alive at M15 for some reason. Uh, the rare bottom of the Banzuke logjam to deny Jurio, except for Kitanowaka, who gets to soar the ranks. We really should be at Jurio 2 right now.
I don't get these choices.
Takara Fuji and Takayasu, absolutely wonderful. Happy to have both of them. You should watch the Sumo Spiffy video after this, then.
I will.
Let's go. Okay, no. It's just, the screen is very far away, so it looks like something was wrong. Takara Fuji should have a pretty Kachikoshi minimum down here. I believe in him. He's strong. He's consistent enough. Takayasu, if healthy, should absolutely tear through it. You happy with both these?
Yeah, I mean these ones. I mean Takara Fuji less so, but Takayasu being here makes sense to me. Yeah, I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing him clean up if he is not horribly injured. Because looking around him, it's looking good for him.
Speaking of horribly injured, maybe. Ryuden sitting down at M14 off a resounding 3-12. Is this it for Ryuden, or is this just what you expect?
Honestly, it's kind of what I expect. Ryuden goes above M10 and he's gonna lose. That's
Yeah,
just kind of the way he works now. That used to not be the case, but it definitely is now.
former Komatsubi, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, former Komatsubi, so definitely not at his peak anymore. Um, Although, M8, classically referred to as the meat grinder. You really expect guys of his caliber to go 3-12. I understand what the Ryuden cycle is, That one was a little brutal, though.
It was especially, yes. Yeah, it was not a good score.
Yeah. Onokatsu, on the other hand, this
Yep.
guy is one of the next big things, by the looks of it.
Uh, I don't know about next big things. I definitely see him in a year or so, sitting around the same place that Gonoyama is, struggling around the Joy, M6 to M4-ish maybe. Um, he's, I mean, what he's like a young Onosho.
Mm. From the same stable, so good point.
Yep.
So I've never seen this guy wrestle before because I don't watch Jurio.
Hmm.
Here's some of the stats: 24, so pretty
Yep.
healthy competitive age. Mongolian. It's just a factor these days. Nippon Sports Science University, the number one sumo uni in Japan.
Yep.
In a stable that has top division wrestlers in it already. Debuted at MS 15, which means he was a high school or university legend and really
Yep.
cleaned up in those tournament scenes.
He's also the last of those kind of guys to get this rank. Nobody else is going to be getting the M50, the MS-15
The last of the
debut.
gifted.
The last of the gifted, yeah.
Went 5-2 on debut, 6-1 following that up, 5-2 following that up. So pretty impressive. No U shows, but pretty impressive. Shows up at Jurio, 13-2, which is
Hmm.
really just a exaggeration of the kind of scores you get, because you only do half of the matches. So if you kind of expand what the scores
Yep.
he's getting, that just makes sense. A 6-1 would translate to a 13-2 if you can keep that up. Sits at Jurio 1. He's fighting his toughest competition in his history. Goes 9-6.
Yep.
He's in a new league now, though. Some of
Yes.
his Jurio
And
boys have come up with him, but he's in a new league.
that's absolutely why I am tentatively hype on him this tournament. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not sure if we're going to see a landing at top division. And if there is one, it's going to be a hard fought one because
Hmm.
there's quite a few dangerous people around his rank that are lower than they typically are right now.
Yeah, because the thing about going from Uni Sumo to Pro Sumo is that yes, there's some absolute killers in Uni Sumo, as we've seen them just skyrocket in the ranks. But
Yeah.
welcome to top division. No one in Uni Sumo looks like Takayasu, has that age and experience. No one is just a seasoned veteran like Ryuden, who's just been around forever and already knows everything you have to offer.
Yep.
Uh, this is going to be an absolute test of his career, and I'm pretty excited to watch a new guy like Onikazu come up on the scene. M13. I don't remember why, but apparently this was egregious. Let's take a look. Hokuto Fuji, with a 6-9 at M13 East, gets to stay at M13 East.
What is happening?
I don't know. Apparently, this is the first time this has happened since the 60s, and that's partly because the banzuke shrank. So staying at the same rank meant you were actually further down the list because the bottom
Oh,
of the list got closer to you. So it was technically a demotion.
right. Well, I mean that explains that, but Nishikigi uh also had a terrible score. He got 510 at M11 West and he's sitting at M13 West now.
Also
What is
egregious. He should be back in Jurio.
He should be. And I love Nishikigi. I absolutely love the guy. What the
Now,
what?
everyone you watch, like, that does guess the banzuke, enjoys doing maths for some reason.
Yeah.
Maths is a
Yeah.
necessary evil to me, okay? Well, I go to the grocery store, and when I go to the checkout, it's always a surprise.
Mm.
So, let me explain something to you. This was the result of an argument being settled. What's happened
Ooh.
here with Hokuto Fuji will be paid back to one faction of the council next Basho. You give me this one, I'll give you this one later. These results that I'm seeing, this is clear signs of you owe me.
Another thought could be is if they did just drop. Now, I think this would actually be kind of dope. But if they did just drop, what is this, like four guys that should have dropped now
Yeah,
that we're already at? If they dropped all four, we would have like 6 or 8 Jurio guys coming up. That'd be crazy.
I believe that's what's happened. They don't want that many Jurio guys coming up, and so this has been
Yeah.
the result of a 4 hour argument that has eventually ended in someone's willpower giving out, not a resolution to the maths. As the best way I can explain this, as the great Patrice O'Neill once said, look it, there gonna be some shit going on. Alright?
He had such a way with words.
Just
Oh, Patrice is great.
as an aside, the one thing I've tried to take from him is just being able to explain things in like less than a sentence.
Yeah, yeah. No,
I
he was
was
great with
I
that.
was on fire when I was on Grand Sumo Breakdown doing that. I was like, how do you feel about this? This. Yep, that summarizes it. Anyway, Patrice O'Neill is great. Little bit crass, but otherwise hilarious. Quite like Nishikigi, who does not deserve to be at M13.
No.
But I like Nishikigi, so I'm happy to have him around. I think I was gonna say I think he can do well at M13, but I doubt it because he's not been looking good lately. When he
No.
made Komusubi, everyone recognized that was his career peak, and we've absolutely been proven slightly wrong because there was that one bananas Komusubi re-promotion he got. Let me try and find that.
Yep. Yep. When he went 8-7, I think, and he jumped up 6 ranks.
Yep, M1, 10 and 5, God Killer streak, defeated the entire Sanyaku, goes to Komusubi 1. He gets a 10-5 with a Kimboshi and goes up 1 rank. Well done,
Hmm.
lad. A year later, or two Basho later, M5, 8-7, welcome to Komusubi again for some reason. Because everyone else went negative. So
So that's just the
Nishikigi,
way it goes sometimes, you know?
I believe that Nishikigi is personally blessed by Raiden after that, okay? So that's why he gets to hang around still.
I believe it.
M12, kinda interesting. Career high rank for Bushozan. Does that excite you in any way?
I mean, I'm not the kind of guy to get excited by Busho-san, to be honest with
Me
you.
neither, I was hoping you had something to say. Moving on, it's Bushozan, whatever. Kinbo-zan, my favorite of the Zans.
He's a good Zan.
Kinda lost favor with him recently. Not for any
Yeah.
real reason, he's just not performing to the body that he had. When I look at him, there's something I expect purely off physicality, and it's just not there. And that's kind of upset me a little bit.
Right.
Still a talent, still
Well,
a top division mainstay, but
yeah.
I want more.
I agree, and I think with Kinbo-zan, because he had his first like real big injury not too long ago, and he's still kind of reeling with that.
Hmm.
I think.
You only took two
And I
days off
think,
for it.
yeah, yeah. So I think that is what he's dealing with right now is the is the problem of pro sumo, which is I'm hurt, but I can't take time off.
It'd be like that.
So I'm gonna be interested to see how he manages to I don't know adjust at this rank. Yeah, neck injury I think, and then I think he also hit the back of his head on that match too when he fell back.
No, we've got commentators, do we? I won't be able to see that from here. Um, yeah, Kim Bozon, when I look at him, I expect the next Takayasu. And it's not there. So,
No.
give it time. He's still learning. He's on a bit of a
Hmm.
decline. At M12, he should be able to pick up some decent wins and do better. He's had more time to recover, and he's versing some. I was gonna say lesser opponents, but Hokuto Fuji, Nishikigi, Takayasu, Tucker Fuji. Uh,
Hmm.
it's a bit of a stacked
And I think
bottom
it's
roster.
it's stacked, and you can't discount Onokatsu or Shirokuma right now. They aren't really
I just did though.
compatch.
Just-
Um, they aren't really like they didn't come up with Kinbozan at the same time, but the Juryo that they were in is very similar to the Juryo that Kinbozan was in when
right.
he was there. Um, so if they are any indication, we might be seeing similarly skilled wrestlers to Kinbozan right now. So they will be dangerous for him too.
That's a good point. It's actually looking pretty tough competition in these early ranks, so
Yeah.
should make for good TV. God knows, after like day 6, the first hour is kind of rough to commentate. Because it's like, oh look, here's Roger again. I like Roger. I also like Roger. Oh no, he lost. Okay, 5 minutes to go.
Yep.
Uh, M11 is looking like the most sensible I've ever seen M11. Sadanoumi Kageyaki.
Yeah.
Sadanoumi. Absolute salary man. Toppled only. Toppled. Beaten only maybe by Takara Fuji and just like, I've been here for a while in Tamawashi.
Hmm.
Kageyaki. Dork. Stinks. Just kind of around. Had a good basho last time though. I think he went
Yep.
9-6.
Yeah. Not bad.
Damn, I'm
I
good.
think that was, if I'm not mistaken, that was I think his best performance in top division. Every other time he's just gotten eights, right?
Very, very quiet, blessed by the banzuke, by the way. M16, 9-6, M11. Just, whoop, quick little jump up there, but we'll be okay. Kageyaki should have a rough basho, though. This is
Yeah.
about where I see him. I can definitely see him Kachikoshing here. But he
Yeah.
really has to work for it. Sadanoumi, like, this is where he belongs. It makes sense. So,
Hmm.
M11,
Both
looking
of
pretty
these
good.
guys, I think, Sadanumi especially, but both of these guys, I think, would not be terrible last picks in a fantasy match,
Mm.
just because of where they are
No,
and
solid, solid points.
yeah.
Not going to win you the game, but most importantly, I'm losing you the game by picking up.
Yep.
M10, Tamawashi. Uh, Day 3 is going to be a very big day because Tamawashi reaches 1,631 consecutive career matches. Yay!
Incredible.
Tamawashi, yay! Uh, Hold previously by a Baojo, who is on, well, obviously 1,630, and retired on that match because of injury, which is very interesting. So Tamawashi
Ah,
should not just be able to beat this, but coast past it, and that
right.
is an all-time record that he gets to keep. But I've looked it up. The battle's not over.
No.
There's a few more records. Most consecutive top division matches is up for grabs. Most total matches, I think he's 200 off of, is up for grabs. And he absolutely looks capable of doing it. He doesn't look
Yeah.
hurt. He doesn't move bad. He's healthy. He's running around. I genuinely believe he can pull some of these off in Jurio.
Hmm. Yeah, for sure. And I mean, he practices safe sumo. He's not going to do a crazy move that gets him hurt if it means that he might pick up a victory. Um, consecutive record he beats on the first match. No, he wins that third match. He gets
If
that on the third
if he
match.
shows up to day 3, he gets
Yep.
all-time consecutive at 1,631. If he makes it to day 2, he ties it.
But no, I mean
Congratulations for
we.
showing up to work for 20 solid years, Sadanoumi.
Yeah.
Hang on, Tamawashi.
Um, but I mean, every time we talk about him, we say it like I unironically see him hanging around in sumo for like another 5 years probably if he just keeps going the way that he's going, and we don't see any like terrible,
Oh, yeah.
acute injury.
That was kind of the joke I
Um,
didn't explain properly when I said I expect him doing it in Jurio. Like 10 years from now, when his skills and body decline a little bit, I believe he will still be there at
yeah.
49 in Jurio somehow, just kind of coasting. Uh, Rogo. career high rank at M10.
Yep.
Impressive. Looks like he's starting to pick up the pace. Looks like he's starting to, become the wrestler. Is he a Sanyaku material? I doubt it. Maybe a Komusubi eventually. But,
Yeah.
he is a Tsurugisho type figure to me. He's going to be here forever and never really be a threat. But, still someone that you have to kind of beat, you know?
Oh,
Oh,
absolutely. Definitely a bottom gatekeeper for Makuchi. People struggle to win against Roga when they're coming up, and that's definitely the kind of figure that I see him being for a long, extended period of time. I mean, he, he spent 3 tournaments at M15 West. There's not much more of a gatekeeper you can be.
the training room rank. M15. Just
Yeah,
waiting to pop off. So
but
yeah,
maybe there's something to be said about it being 3 tournaments in the one rank. Really gets a feel for the guys that he's going to be fighting against.
oh for sure. Happy to have him around. Both these guys. It's looking like a pretty comfortable M10 lower situation. A lot of this makes
Hmm.
sense to me. So, despite everyone being really angry at the banzuke, where these guys did actually end up, it's kind of sensible.
Yeah.
Changes when we get higher up the ranks, though. Good lord. M9. I bet you're happy about this. Ichi Yamamoto Oshoma.
Goddamn right, I'm happy about this. My boy.
Talk to me.
Uh, well, he's great. And anybody who says otherwise is dumb. Um,
Correct.
I've been looking into him more. I'm making a video about him.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I'm doing a little bit of a deep dive.
Hey, when's that video going?
Probably here.
Just
So
giving you
stay
an
tuned.
opportunity to plug your club, man.
Why would
I don't know. It's where your last stuff went. All right. Ichi Yamamoto coming off back-to-back 8-7s, looking pretty good. That wasn't a setup or anything. I was trying to get you to hype yourself up. Jumps a little high off of 2 ranks off of an 8-7 because the Bondscape being what it is. So good luck, Ichi Yamamoto. Not a career high though, but still a good place for him to be. I think it's possible.
Yep.
Oh, Shomo.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I just wanted to, he's 1 rank off of his career high. His career highest was M8, so he might actually struggle pretty hard here, but I mean, he did well last tournament.
I mean,
So,
if
I
he's
mean,
improved since last time.
yeah.
Testing moment for him. Can he get a career high going in a rank he's previously struggled with? Oh, Shoma. Hope he shows up. This is an
Yep.
M2 wrestler to me. So, if he does hang out at M9, could be pretty interesting. I think this is another. Oh, hang on, this is Oshoma. Who am I thinking of? Oh my! Oh no, show. It was a Churio 1. All right, who's Oshoma?
He's a new guy.
New guy, career high M9. That lost Basha, went 7-8. Got to keep his rank. Um, Mongolian Nihon Sports Science University. Heya Naruto. That's funny. What's on no show? Heya Anamatsu. Alright, no idea who this guy is. Gonna have to look up pictures later. Wish him the best. Enjoy your career high rank maintained. Anything you gotta say?
No, he's I think he
You said no and then
So-
immediately had something to say.
yeah, I had to giggle about that too. Yeah, he's interesting. It's interesting to see yet another young guy really come into himself in the middle high ranks. Yeah, I'm gonna be interested to see how he handles himself at this rank again because he didn't look too far off getting a Kachi Koshi last time. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Just had a stretch of bad matches, and I think that could go the other way this time easily.
Yeah, yeah, no idea who he is. I'll probably recognize him the second I see him, though, so hoping for the best for both
Oh
these
dang!
guys, especially Shimomoto. M8? Looking pretty exciting.
Apparently,
Huh?
Oshoma used to train with Hoshoryu in high school.
I know who Oshoma is now. He's the light blue belt guy,
Yep,
Mongolian.
yep.
I recognize him standing next to Onosato that one time. All right, everything clicked. There's a lot of guys. Okay, yeah, I've seen photos of him training. All right, so that's pretty good. I kind of recognize his style now. Thank you, whoever that was. I can't see you from here.
Silky Wilkie.
You're new here. Good to have you. M8, Midori Fuji Endo. Also pretty sensible placings for both of these. I like both of these guys here.
Hmm.
I think Endo's good. I think he can do better. I think he can do worse as well. He's not consistent, but he is pretty strong. So happy to have him in M8. Midori Fuji. I expected a higher climb than this off of last time.
Yep.
He went 5'10", I believe, 2 bar show ago. Yep, and then he picked up an 8'7" at M10, one of which being a Fusen. I
Right.
expected more from him. I'm not upset, but I did expect more from him.
Mm.
Maybe that pop off will happen down here at M8. It's not too far a rank off what he's done before.
Yep. Makes
So
sense to me.
yeah, pretty happy with these two. Anything to
I
say?
agree. Uh, Only that Endo, this is gonna be kind of a test, I think, of if he can hang at this rank again. I mean, the last time he was here, he posted up three 510 records.
Mm.
Oh,
Former Konosubi, but that was in 2018. So and then
yeah.
2020, my mistake. See here,
Um,
he's not been able to hold on to this rank for a while now.
no, no. I mean, it wasn't long ago. Like when he went 510 at M16, I was thinking, oh, that's not looking great. But I mean, he went 12-3 in Jurio and then 10-5. So who knows? Inconsistent is, I think, the
Yeah, a
best way to
5'10" at
describe it.
M16. Um,
Not good.
inconsistent. Not
Yeah.
really expecting much from him now that I'm reflecting more on it. So both these guys pretty comfortable with who they are. Really excited to see a Midori Fuji pop off. That's the main thing I'm looking for.
Yeah. He when he went 510, you were thinking that it was difference in because of the difference in style that he was doing straightforward sumo. We saw some of that last tournament and not as much lateral movement as he normally does. I'd be interested to see if he goes just back to his regular style
Mm.
completely or if he still tries to do some big man sumo.
I think he's going to go back to his old style. The whole point of that was, well, you're not going to, even if you go 0-15, you're not going to Jurio. So let's test out some new sumo because you are very strong and see how it works. See if you can incorporate it into your regular style. And I think it paid off. M7. Congratulations to your career high rank Churna Umi sitting here at M7. He's decent. Easily my most ignored Umi.
Yep.
But he is a bit of a cannonball. I do enjoy watching him now that I've started to pay attention. But who cares about that? Wakataka Kage is back at M7. He's going to start having some good matches. He's going to start beating up some old foes. And then some new kids he gets to slap around too, like a Tommy Fuji. Uh,
Yeah.
very, very excited to have Wakataka Kage back. Please, please give him Sanyaku again soon. Potential 12-3 going straight back to Komusubi is exactly what I want to see.
I want to see that, and I want to see Wakamoto Haru get like a 9-6, go back up to Komusubi, be the brother Komusubis. That'd be dope as hell.
Would be nice. I don't have a lot of faith in Wakamoto Haru though, but it would be nice. Um, yeah, Wakataka Kage. He's been gone for a while, but he is my favorite, and I'm just so happy to have him back and watch him do well as well. It's great. Everything's great. Sumo's great. M6. Meisei makes sense here. Ngonayama. I don't have the faith in him I used to.
He's an M4 wrestler. To me, that's just where he's going to hang out for his career. until he just figures something out. Because right now it kind of seems Gonoyama, he has his style, he's doing his style of sumo, and that's about it. And I think he needs to adapt a little bit more to the rank because he's kind of been figured out.
He's an incomplete wrestler.
Yeah, I agree.
He's. The Tamawashi match is going to be something very difficult to forget.
Right.
I lost all possible respect I had of this kid being a killer when he sat there, arms flailing, face terrified, sitting on the ropes. That's the least samurai thing I've ever seen in this sport. Any kind of potential threat that he has in my mind is gone, and to me, he's an incomplete wrestler now. Definitely good, definitely a talent, but not a talent worth talking about to me.
Yeah,
Meisei, on the other hand, I guess he works here. He's not going to get some of
makes
his
sense.
proper Sanyaku matches like he really enjoys, but he'll still do okay here, I think. So it's a bit of a coin flip whether he Kachikoshis or not.
Ooh, good question from Silky. How does he keep flustering Hoshoryu, though? I presume you're talking about Gonoyama. I think that's more Hoshoryu getting in the way of Hoshoryu as opposed to Gonoyama flustering him. Um, Hoshoryu has a bad habit of losing to lower ranked wrestlers that aren't like this elite, if that makes sense.
I would say the body type's a good part of it too, because
Mm,
Goniyama is short and wide and heavy.
true, true.
Hosharyu's grabs are in a very awkward position from what he's used to up against some of these bigger top division guys. Like
Mm,
you consider like how beautifully he Uwatanage Onosato. And then you got to realize like where his hands are gonna be for Goniyama. The leverage is just there and not there and different. He also likes to Oshi him a lot as well, so it's a strategy game as well.
mm,
The body shape and the strategy are the reasons that are holding Hosharyu back. I don't think it's Goniyama's. Obviously, Goniyama's trying to win, and he does win, but I don't think it's Goniyama's
yep,
fault that he's winning. I think it's the onus is on Hosharyu, why he's not able to do it.
I agree.
What I'm trying to say there is once Hosharyu turns that around, I don't think it ever really goes back to being Goniyama dominant. I don't think
That makes
Goniyama
sense to me.
can flip that into his advantage again.
At least not from what we're seeing from him now.
No. It's a
I
bit
mean,
of a
there's
decline.
always a yeah, but I mean, there's always a chance that he discovers something in training that works for him and
Huh?
just shows up one tournament and blasts everybody out of the water. Could happen. Um, but no, this is M7 to M4 is about where I see Gonoyama existing for the next 5 to 8 years.
Oh, wow. Yeah, sure. I can see that. It's just harsh to say it like that, but I can see that. M5.
Pretty good
Shonanumi.
M5.
Permanently removed from the homie list. Shonanumi. Potentially the rudest hanker I've ever seen in my life. Never seen a
It was
dead
not a
man get kicked
necessary
like
one.
that before. I used to be the only Shonanumi fan. JJ himself said Gonoyama was a real talent going from M15 to M5. No one's done that before. And I said, what about the other guy who did that this past show? I used to be the only Shonanumi fan. And then he hankered an already Makikoshi Ozeki going back to Sekiwake. He didn't even give him a fight on day 15. Permanently removed from the homie list, Shonanumi. I don't care.
Yeah.
He's a big body. He kind of uses it well. I don't care.
Um, this is his highest rank, technically. He's been here twice before, and he's been hard capped here. He's never been able to hold it, so.
Good. Ura. We love
Ura!
Ura.
Yay!
Everyone loves Ura. Ura's great, dude. He's a
Boy.
He's so good. I don't care where he is on the banzuke. I don't care if he goes 0-15. He's so much fun to watch.
Hmm.
Whether
Oh,
it's
to be
Zensho
honest
or
with
Dark
you,
Zensho, we love her.
yeah, it's a dark Zed show. That'd be something. But no, he's one of those figures that I could absolutely see what we thought would happen with Midori Fuji. Oh, get like a 2 and 13, drop all the way to M15 and just clean up. That would be so great if it
Mm.
were Ura because nobody down there would have a clue how to handle him.
No, that
They
would
don't fight
be
Ura.
first time Ura matches would be absolutely mythical to watch.
Yeah.
Like Onokatsu, you're starting to do well, huh? You have never seen a wrestler like this before and never will. What's the strategy going into it? Ura doesn't even know. How can you? So we love her. Ura's great. He's the only wrestler whose performance I don't care about. His place on the Bansuke I don't care about as long as it's top division. He's an absolute blessing to have. And I say that exclusively as a compliment.
Agreed.
M4 kind of makes sense to me. Koshoho
Yeah.
Shodai.
Yeah. Um, what do you think about it?
Shodai kind of stinks a little bit these days, but he's still a former Sanyaku. I'm not going to say Ozeki, because he's had a good time in the... He is a former Ozeki, but I just don't look at him like that. He did no justice to the rank. He did not represent it like he should. But he is a top dog. He is capable of beating some of the best. When he looks great, he looks so good, but just loses to anyone. He's just capable of losing to anyone, and it's upsetting to watch. He's the
Yep.
upset king, so well done off the previous tournament. M4 should be some decent Shodai matches if he does well, but I don't expect anything interesting from him this tournament. Well, impressive. He should have some good matches. Interesting, wise.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Kota Shoho?
Kotosho.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's yeah, I've actually kind of been impressed with him lately. He's just been on a grind getting back up to this rank. His highest rank was M3, but that was a while ago. That was 2021. So since then, he's been down to Jurio, I think, twice. But he's been posting just since he got back up to Maegashira, 9-6, and then nothing but 8-7s. He's on a grind, so it's going to be interesting to see if this is where that train stops.
Probably. Uh, Everyone around Kota Shoho looks so much more scarier than Kota Shoho.
I agree.
So, like maybe Shononumi and Churnaumi are the people around him that he's likely to verse that seem like fair fights.
Yeah, Silky. There was Koroshoho was like a hot prospect. Like 2 years ago, he debuted in top division and then popped off like 2 or 3 tournaments in a row, like a couple double-digit wins, got all the way up to M3, almost immediately got hurt, and then that was the first time he fell to Jurio. Second time he came up to top division, it was
Yeah, I'm
pretty
looking at
middling.
3
And then
Jurio U shows right now, and then an
yeah,
M13 Jun U show at 11-4. And so there's always been like this rumblings of like Kota Shoho's ready to take over, but just something's holding him back. But 3 8-7s in a row, following a 9-6, as 4 Kachikoshis in top division. He's gone positive this entire year.
yep,
It's
he's
not
looking
nothing.
good. He's looking good. I'll say that.
It's not Yusho threat, but it's pretty healthy.
Hmm.
M3 though, Mitake Yume and Wakamoto Haru. Not what you'd expect either of these guys to be ending up, would you?
No, for very different reasons.
Mm,
Uh,
absolutely.
so what do you, how are you feeling about Wakamoto Haru right now?
Well, the general vibes is that everyone wants Wakamoto Haru and Wakataka Kage to be the Yokozuna brothers again. I don't think that's ever happening. I don't think they're ever both being Ozeki, but goddamn, do I both want him in the Sanyaku.
Agreed.
Wakamoto Haru's good, but he's not Wakataka Kage good.
Yep.
Um, I think he's capable of beating everyone on the banzuke, which is nice and what you want, but he has consistency issues. And often the time it's when he loses, it's because he got beat rather than he lost. You know, that kind of subtle difference. So I definitely like him. I definitely enjoy him. But of the two, and it's just too hard to not compare the two. I like Wakatake Kage more.
I would push back a little. I agree, kind of, in that Wakamoto Haru
Job's
is
at stake here.
inconsistent on a match on a match to match basis. I agree because he should win matches that he's not winning. That said, on a tournament to tournament basis, he is extremely consistent. He goes 10-5 or 9-6 80% of the time.
Oh yeah, no, that's a good point. He definitely does put in hard yards when he needs to. But
Um, Recently, two Basho ago, he got hurt and pulled out for 3 days. So I think it's more of just dealing with an injury right now because he's an extremely consistent wrestler in the macro scale. And I think that's what's holding him back right now.
um, yeah, I'm inclined to agree. Did he drop out because of injury? Yes, he did lose
I think so.
Sekiwaka because of injury.
Yeah.
It's not exactly an asterisk on his career.
No.
Mitaki Yumi, on the other hand, good to see him back in the higher ranks. Definitely a fan of his. Definitely has some of the most aggressive sumo when it gets going.
Yeah.
Um, that Cinderella story you show,
Mm.
I can see it now. It's just still there in my soul, and I want to be the Mitaki Yumi fan that I once was again. But yes, whatever, man.
It is. Yeah, fair enough. But hey, I mean, last tournament he was at M2 and he went 7-8. That's not terrible. That's not nothing. He's positioned now at M3 to at least, I think, get a Kachikoshi, maybe Rumble something going on. He's been looking a lot better lately than he was the last like year or two. Um, so I'm not off the Mitakeumi hype train completely. I think there's still, a lot of good matches out of him.
Faux show. He's definitely still a killer, and he definitely seems to be over that problem that was plaguing him. M2. I don't have a lot of faith in this M2. Oho's at a career high.
Yep.
Well done. I'm not a fan of Oho at all, but I recognize that he's doing okay.
Yeah.
Tommy Fuji, you know what? More than okay. That was harsh of me. I recognize that Oho is doing well.
Right.
Tommy Fuji just can't do it. He was the first next big thing to break onto the scene, and has just been held back at M1 time and time again, and not by a lot either. He gets close.
Yeah.
He's just. It's hard to say there's something missing when a 21-year-old is sitting at M1, but like when you look at the banzuke and M1 and Komusubi are different colors, it's just such an obvious gate. It's such a barrier that you can visually see. That it's like he's
Mm.
just not quite there. He's still a
But
killer though. He's still a threat to just about everyone. He's not
yeah,
Sanyaku threat just yet, but goddamn is he looking
that's
impressive.
that's the thing. Just yet, every time somebody like talks about him and they go, "Oh, he's cooked. He's not gonna make it." He's 21. He's 21. Most of these guys
And
that came up
Anisegahama.
with and Isegahama, um, training with Terno. I'll not do the whole spiel, but he's 21. He won't reach the prime of his physical capabilities for another 3, 4 years. There is a lot of time for him to refine the technique, get used to his body, get used to the weight. I have full confidence that this guy will pop off at some point, and it is a matter of time. And popping off in light of his small yet already accomplished career is, relative, but like, I don't think it's, not gonna happen.
Absolutely. What I meant by Isagahama is that he's getting probably the best sumo training on the planet for a few more years to develop.
Yep.
There's absolutely potential to work out all the flaws in his sumo and become I would say Ozeki.
Yeah.
The only problem I have
Nice.
with him
Yep.
though is that he looks like a giant baby. He does not look threatening in any way, and those visual vibes are very important to me in sumo. It's why I love Hoshoryu. It's just
I
he doesn't look the part, and even though this is a purely merit-based sport, that matters to me. I understand I am biased and unfair here, okay?
mm. Oh, Mr. Anderson wants you to tell us a little something about the item you're resting your arm on.
Oh, the King's Big Daddy Deluxe Double Swag. If you need a tent, do I have the tent for you? This is the official, legally actionable sponsor of this show, the King's Big Daddy Deluxe Double Swag. One of the best tents you can buy in Australia, if not the best. 100% money back guarantee. This is a legally actionable statement on behalf of Adventure Kings. Moving on. Like Oho, I'm still not impressed by Oho despite him beating Ozeki, you know? Like, congratulations on your career high rank and all that, but I'm not sold. M1. Taka no Show. Tobizaru. Tobizaru. The poopy butt boy himself.
Future Ozeki Toby's.
He's just such. He's good. He's great. A lot of people love
He's
him.
good.
He's he's budget Ura in a way, where just wild match will happen, but not in any way as entertaining. But still fantastic. Some of the most
Mm,
fast-paced sumo you get to see as well.
yeah.
You have to do sumo so much faster against Tobizaru.
He makes you do sumo at his rhythm.
He's a threat for sure. M1 makes a
Um,
lot of sense to have him here. I can see
mhm.
Tobizaru being a guy who makes Komusubi 16 times in his career.
Well, if he does well this time, uh, fourth appearance at Komusubi is very possible.
Yeah, he'll be floating around M2 for most of his career and occasionally pop off, and that's just where Komusubi is. And I can see that
Yep.
happening like 12 more times.
Oh yeah, I could see like him getting two tournaments in a row, and he maybe gets up to Sekiwake the once, and then chases that for like the rest of his career. Um, but no, he's definitely like a consummate Komusubi M2. That makes sense.
Definitely. Takanosho. I've spent the better part of 2 years saying Takanosho is done. And then what happened?
Yeah,
That was ridiculous. That put him back on the homies list. Takanosho looked the best he has in his career. Can he maintain it?
yeah. Ah, I don't really think so. Now, I love Takanosha. He's an elite wrestler. He's running around on an ACL tear that he never got fixed.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, and he that happened to him like 2 years ago. So this is well within the possibility, but I think the more he does this, the earlier we're gonna see him go because that knee is just gonna deteriorate so fast that to the like I really don't I don't think he's gonna be around that much longer. I'll put it that way.
Mm, That's a very strange thing to say for someone who just went 12-3 Gen show, but I understand what you said.
Yeah.
You look at his numbers post injury, and like this is the best he's ever done.
Yeah.
He's gotten double digits once in that time, and it was pretty shoddy 10-5 at that at M12. I think this is just one of those bar shows where everything went right.
Yep.
I think he can still Kachikoshi here, but it's going to be a struggle. That injury was 2 years ago, though, so maybe he is fine. Still, Takanosho, happy to see him do well. Hope he can maintain it, but not expecting it. Komusubi. Hiradaumi, off a beautiful 10-5, goes straight back to Komusubi. His rank didn't change at all. He got robbed. He got so robbed because of some absolute tomfoolery in the Sekiwake rank. Talk to me, JJ.
Yeah. Yeah. The only reason why I'm not as upset about it as I otherwise would be is that Daisho also got, you know, he was also not able to get promoted to Sekawake. And it's not like this isn't something that we haven't seen before. There was like 4 tournaments in a row where Kotozakura was, well, then Kotonowaka, um, getting like 9 6s at Komusubi, and he just was not getting promoted to Sekiwake at all.
True.
So this has happened before. I'm not really surprised by it. I'm excited as hell to see if Hirarumi manages to really refine what he's been doing
No,
and drill down
things
into
do
it.
get pretty tight at the top of the banzuke, to your point. So
Yes.
there are just situations like that where both Komusubi go pretty well and just have to stay Komusubi.
Mm-hmm.
Sekiwake. For the
Yeah.
first time since 2019, and it just looks so strange. Sekiwake Takakeisha. All
Yeah.
sunset. It that's just the sport sometimes, man.
Yeah. Yeah. That is the way it goes. Oh, hey, Kinboshi Sumo's in the chat. Hey, man. Yeah, I make great points. Thanks.
Hey Kimbosha Sumo, happy to have you. I believe there's a chat for the show, but I'm far away from the computer right now and can't be bothered looking. So I'll just assume you said something good and laugh. Nice. Takakeisho at Sekiwake for the first time since 2019. It hurts to say it looks weird on the banzuke. We can mull
Yeah.
over it as much as you want, but I think what he said was strong Rikshi get to stay at Ozeki, and I wasn't strong that day. Fair enough. I think he
As
took it in stride more than his fans did.
Yeah, for real though, for real. um, yeah, a lot of people were upset about this, and I mean, I kind of get it. He's been a fixture of the sport for 5 years, and Ozeki, absolute champion of a wrestler. I'm excited to see how he does this tournament. I hope he does. I
Yeah,
hope he does
he's
well.
definitely one of the Ozeki to be remembered because Kaiho was an Ozeki for 10 years, but only got 5 Yusho. Takakeisha was an Ozeki for 5 years. Hang on, did I do that right? There's a lot of numbers in my head right now. Kaiho stayed for 10 years at Ozeki, got 5 Yusho over 10 years.
Right.
Takakeisho, 5 years at Ozeki, 4 Yusho.
Yeah.
Double the work rate. Very impressive. An absolute threat in just about any bar show. Bit more time off, granted, but still, definitely one of the Ozeki to be remembered. Absolutely looking forward to him being a coach. I know Yakata.
Yep.
Kirishima at Sekiwake.
You know,
positive, I believe. Yes, an 8-7 after injuring in Cardabon.
Yeah.
Makes sense to
I
you? Happy to see it?
it makes sense to me. I'm happy that he went positive last tournament. I think that he's in a good position now to just drill away. He is I mean I think he is a solid Ozeki were he not injured. Um as of right now, I can see him being a threat of a Sekiwake provided that he's not just, you know, totally torn to pieces.
Yeah, yet to be decided. He went positive. It wasn't Ozeki looking though. It wasn't looking like a threat. Somehow Kirishima's glory days are behind him,
Mm,
if the numbers are to be believed. But I choose to hold on to hope because when he looked good, he looked the best.
yeah. Yeah.
Speaking
Thoughts on him beating both Hoshoryu and Korozakura, but losing to the other Sanyaku?
of him versus Hoshoryu is not to be looked at in sumo terms because those boys did judo together. They've been fighting for about 20 years now. It happens in sparring as well, where there's just one guy that you've just fought and fought and fought for so long that it no longer becomes the sport. Like you're fighting
Mm,
him himself, not his, Muay Thai. So that's not to discredit them at all, but like that's kind of where they're at, I believe, where they're so familiar with them that when they go to verse, it's just anyone's. Like it's not like
right.
determined of anything. Like you're so comfortable in that matchup that it can just go anyway, no matter what the situation is.
That makes sense.
But Kota beating Kota is kind of crazy because that dude's the next Yokozuna. So that's kind of ridiculous and shows that the him beating Kota proves to me that it's the body's problem, not the brain's problem that he's losing.
Yep. And with that throw too, that was an immaculate throw.
Yeah,
Save the part where he like I'm gonna be hyperbolic, destroyed, mangled his hip.
because Kota
But
is not a guy you can beat by outpowering him. It has to be strategy. It has to be skill.
well, look, I mean, he's the only. I say he's extremely untoppable. Korozakura almost never gets thrown, and Hoshoryu is like one of two people that can throw Korozakura. So, I 100% agree that that's a body's problem.
Still happy to have him in the Sanyaku. I just don't think he's an
Oh,
Ozeki
definitely.
anymore. Speaking of Ozekis, Ono Sato needs 12 wins to make Ozeki. Is that impossible? He did it 2 Basho ago.
Yep.
Uh, he, for the first time in his life in the salaried ranks, went below 10 wins. Some would say he's washed. Not me. Let's take a look real quick. Jurio
Yep.
12-3. Jurio 12-3. Top division 11-4. Top division 11-4. 12-3.
Oh,
You show. And then a 9-6.
yeah. Real,
What?
real numbers. Absolutely insane. Do me a quick solid and look at that first 12-3 in Jurio. And
Was I
look
going to
at
say
day
Roger or
10.
something?
Day 10.
What the f-
Yeah. That was the tournament that Ichi Yamamoto won the Jurio Yusho.
It's next level. And then he lost to Roger as well.
Yeah.
The silent assassin Roga just has wins over everyone for some reason. Just never able to make it out of M15, but beat Terunofuji and Jonidan. Abi at Sekiwake. When
Yeah,
Abi went to
this I mean
Sekiwake 2 Basho ago, Me and Mr. Anderson said, "Yep, lovely, but this is the rank he struggles at, so looking forward to a pretty good win at M9 next bar show." Nope, 10-5. What the hell happened? Looking
Yeah.
looking the best he ever has. 8-7 next bar show as well. Goodness gracious, this guy's on fire. This guy's at his career high rank and winning by a
Mhm.
lot
Question is, how long do you think it's gonna last?
this bar show.
Last.
But I said that 2 bar show ago. I see him as a Sekiwake. I don't see him as a sustained Sekiwake. I don't think it's a rank he can
Right.
hold on to for too long. It's the nature of his style. There's a lot of room for failure in it. It's a very
Mm.
aggressive, fast-paced, all-or-nothing kind of style of sumo. Hoping for the best, though, because boy howdy do I love me some Abi. The Ozeki situation.
Yep.
How do you feel about it?
I mean, these guys are solid. That's all I really have to say about the both of them. They're both solid. They're our main prospects for Yokozuna now. Um, t- Out of anybody here, though, I kind of agree. With what you said earlier. Kotozakura is probably our next Yokozuna. Last tournament, when Terunofuji was setting the world on fire, Kotozakura was one of a handful of people that was able to pick up the win, and for the first time in his career. And in general, Kotozakura has been looking just damn good. Um,
Hmm.
how do you feel about Hoshoryu, though?
How do I feel about Kotozakura? Yusho list, which is worth pointing out.
True,
Absolute
true.
threat, absolute talent, probably the toughest guy to beat in the division. Yet to win the whole thing, though, despite me claiming he's the next Yokozuna. I believe that's changed. If Terunofuji, oh, dude, he even beat Terunofuji. That was the whole thing.
Yep.
I believe we're looking at a Kotozakura Yusho. I think a 13-2 Yusho is in the works here. Because the thing about him that we keep saying is that he just looks better than he did last time. And he keeps doing it, and he
Yep.
keeps doing it, and then he finally beat Terunofuji in an honest match.
Yeah.
Like, he beat
Wow,
Terunofuji.
Terunofuji.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. When
Yeah.
Terunofuji was winning the thing, he beat
Yeah.
him. There's no asterisks there.
Nope, not at all. That was as good Teruto no Fuji as we are probably gonna get for a while, and still he rose up.
So the current Ozeki is capable of beating the Yokozuna when he's in form, which means Kotozaka is looking better than he ever has.
Yeah.
Which means I believe in the Yusho. I think the Yokozuna run starts this bar show. I'm making that claim here and deleting this archive. Because I don't have a whole lot of faith in it, but it's what makes the most sense to me looking at this card.
Right.
Hoshoryu, what an Ozeki. Guaranteed 10 wins, except for last bar show. Let's not talk about that. What is hitting me?
Injury.
Go on.
Pizza box. Yeah, the main thing that held Hershoryu back last tournament was the injury that he got while wrestling Kotozakura. Um, I mean,
Yeah,
if that hadn't happened and he fought the next 2 days, I have no doubt that Hoshoryu would have gone 10-5 or 11-4. Um, Now the only worry for me is how hesitant is he going to be to throw a big body like
I doubt
Kotozakura
it.
or Onosate now? Yeah,
You gotta understand how much fun Hoshoryu has doing that.
true, true.
Like the absolute look of satisfaction when he topples a big body like that. Like when he picks Onosato off the ground for a hip throw.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, no, fair enough. No, he's in. He's the big dog.
I believe he's
Well,
healed as well.
yeah,
And last but not least, Teranofufu. I will say what I've been saying for 2 years. He looks fantastic. He deserves to be Yokozuna. If he sees day 15, he shows.
right.
is, is there anything I missed?
Uh, Well, apparently he's lost 10 kilo from last tournament to this tournament.
I don't believe that. That's all I got to say. I don't believe it. I don't
Okay.
trust those numbers that I see.
He is looking, at least from the the Jungyo footage that I saw of him, he is looking visibly less defined. But that happens a lot with him. The dude's fighting diabetes
Yeah.
constantly.
Look, his
Um,
his fat levels hard to maintain, especially
yeah.
considering the amount of work that he's putting in, and his muscle levels also hard to maintain. Dude's an incredibly uh, dude's an apex in both those categories.
Hmm.
So look, despite what I said earlier, yes, I believe he's down 10 kilos in 2 months. That's possible. I was able to lose 10 kilos of fat in 1 month when I was cutting. So,
Hmm.
but that was me intentionally doing that. So I don't know what his
Yeah.
situation is.
Right.
Uh,
Um,
yeah. Anything on this banzuke stand out to you otherwise?
I just I'm not 100% on whether Terunofuji is going to show up again, whether or not he's still reeling from his performance last tournament or not. I hope we see another dominant performance, but I think you got it here. I think I'm going to also kind of vote for a Kotozakura Yusho, barring a crazy upset.
Oh, here's something fun on the banzuke before we close out. Congratulations to Kuma Nishiki, who went 0 and 4 in Maizumo and gets to debut as the lowest ranked Rikshi on the banzuke at Jonakuchi 17 West.
Oh, one
Nothing
more
but
thing
up
I
from
want
here.
to. Um, Aonishiki. If anybody is going to be paying attention to Makushita, Aonishiki is definitely one to watch. It's his highest rank at Makushita 4 West. And if he pulls off another tournament like he has the last few, we're probably going to be seeing Aonishiki in Juryo come next tournament.
Lovely. He's someone that we've been paying attention to for a while now, so really no signs of him slowing down. Well, that's going to be it from us then, I guess.
Mhm.
Uh, Sumo on Sunday next week, I guess. 7 days out.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Let me wildly panic as I try to figure out where the screen is. Okay. Uh, that's gonna be it from me.